Hey, we're back with another video around garage heating. I've done a lot as far as how I want to heat my garage. We have a few videos up on how we insulated the attic, insulated the garage door, and now we're looking at the actual components I'm using to heat the garage. I've installed a 220 amp circuit so I can install the electrical style permanent heater, but this is kind of the stuff that I had before I get there. And I'm actually not sure if I'm going to continue installing that hardwired heating unit. I wanted to share this setup with you because I think a lot of people could use this, especially because it involves no install. It's extremely safe, it's cheap, it's efficient. So I'll kind of break down what I have here and see if it's something that will work for you. So the first item is the Big Buddy heater. So this one runs on propane. It has two doors on each side of this unit, so you can put a little green propane tanks in there. I like that because I'm going to use it to heat my garage, but also if I want to pick this up and go fishing or do something with sports with the kids and it's cold outside, I can take this with me and use it that. So it has a double use for it. The main thing about this propane heater, it is labeled and marketed as safe for indoor use. So you can see back here, I actually have a carbon monoxide monitoring unit and it is reading 0 right now. No matter how much I've used that, it has always ran 0. I put it right in front of the heater. I've ran it in here for hours, never gone above 0. There's even videos I saw of a guy online that put this inside of a camp trailer, completely sealed up the camp trailer, had this heater running. The thing finally shut off. The Big Buddy heater did, because it has a safety mechanism. When the oxygen gets low, then it'll turn itself off. And even at that point, when it turned itself off, it still was reading 0 on the carbon output. So this one's very safe, very efficient. I bought this heater, and then I got the attachment, the hose attachment you see that goes into the large tank. You can get those even at Walmart or online. I think they're about $20 extra. And then you can get the large tanks, and the tank's about $18 to refill if you already have the tank. And that thing will last me, oh gosh, at least a couple weeks of using it, because when I turn this Big Buddy heater on, I have a 25 by 25 garage. It only takes about 40 minutes to heat it up. And if you can see, right here on my thermostat, it's 39 degrees outside, but we have it up to 73 degrees here in the garage. Right now, the heater is running. It's completely quiet. You can't hear the Big Buddy heater. There is no sound to it. The other propane tanks that have the top piece that comes off with that mesh that heats, they're very loud. They give you a lot more of a wet feeling from the propane. I don't get that problem with this one. And also on my thermometer over there, you can see the humidity level. So right now outside it's 39 degrees, 71% humidity. So inside the garage, even with this propane heater running now for 2 hours, just to kind of show you what this thing does, we're only at 49% humidity. Now I've run this heater on high for more time than that, and I've got this thing up to about 85 degrees in here, which it's way too hot at that point. That's how efficient it is. So usually what I will do is I'll come out here, turn on my Big Buddy heater, run about 30, 45 minutes, come back out, and then I turn on my little electrical unit right here. This is about a $25 unit you can get those from Walmart, it's a 1500 watt unit, and it'll just kind of maintain that heat for the rest of the day. Lastly, I have my fan. You can use any fan you want. I already have this Milwaukee fan. I really like this one. I use it a lot for a lot of things. The battery lasts forever on it, especially just on a low setting. Turn it upward. Have the fan pointed towards the roof or ceiling in your garage just to circulate that hot air. Just so things get mixed around, it's a little more efficient. That actually makes a huge difference. Don't do it without the fan. You really need a fan, but don't have it going right behind the heater or right in front of the heater, because it actually cools the heat down a little bit more. Just point it toward the ceiling just to get some air movement throughout your garage. And again, you can see how efficient and safe this Big Buddy heater is. The other thing it has is a tip mechanism. So if you tip this thing over, you can see there it turned off. Okay, anything happens to it, you can come over here and that's all you do. You just hit the striker, no power, and it'll turn on for you. It'll heat up red, it'll start coming. And if you get the fan option, which a lot of those are hard to find nowadays because of some trade issues, they stopped putting it inside of them, but some of them have a little red switch right here. They'll turn the fan on. The fan isn't efficient enough to circulate it in your garage. I still say you need an indoor fan like the one I'm using there to circulate that heat. If you wanted to keep doubling up this heater for other uses outside of your garage, they do make this kind of neat little tray that comes out right here. You can actually cook on and everything. So these are actually really versatile. They're used quite a bit, these Big Buddy heaters. And out of all the ones on the market, that is the one that I could find that is the safest indoors, meant for indoor use, marketed and labeled for indoor use. They sell them at Lowe's, they sell them at Home Depot, they sell them online. You can find them all over the place. There is a DeWalt version that looks really similar to this one. I haven't been able to find anywhere that is labeled for indoor use though. So I haven't messed with that. Even though it says 0 CO2 output, I mean, absolutely continue to have, you can see I already have a monitor here. Make sure you've got a monitor. Have that thing going all the time. You already work in your garage, like, you know, with mine, we have gas right out here in the garage that's heating the house. So it's always good to have that on because you don't know if anything's going to happen. All right, this is my setup. Like I said, it's so efficient. Even though I have the 220 amp outlet put in here, I don't know that I'm going to go ahead and swap over to the electrical style. I mean, this is working so good and it's so nice. I just turn it on for a little bit and then I turn it off. And I just run this little heater for the rest of the day. If I even need it. A lot of times I can get this thing warmed up in here and it's good to go just from insulating the attic and the garage door. Even though we're 3 feet away from the garage door right now, and there's a little bit of a draft coming from underneath the door, we're still at 73 to 74 degrees in here. So it's achieving heat really, really well. If you have any other questions or comments, ideas, let me know kind of what your setup is, what you think is better. Appreciate the support. Remember, like and subscribe.